This is the Fifth Gear Gaming Den. It's designed to be the perfect environment for testing driving games, complete with a racing seat and Steve Embling, our very own racing game expert. He's one of the very best gamers in the country, having won countless competitions for his virtual racing skills, including one that saw him walk away with a real Nissan 350Z. I'll be getting his professional analysis later, but first, it's time for me to test the game. And we've chosen Forza Motorsport 3 for the Microsoft Xbox 360. It costs about 35 quid and is supposedly the most realistic driving game ever, with over 400 cars to choose from. It's the third release in Microsoft's Forza series, the Xbox competitor to the PlayStation exclusive Gran Turismo. Each car in the game comes with 10 times as many 3D polygons as its predecessor Forza 2, and you can choose from over 100 tracks. What I like about Forza 3 is the fact that you can just jump straight in and play any track or any car you like without having to progress through various championship modes. Just click on free play, then you can choose any car you like, from maybe an Alfa Romeo Mito, no tar, up to, you know, a Bugatti Veyron. Maybe not now. I'm going to choose something in the middle, one of these, Lotus Elise. They've made the game quite accessible and easy to get into if you're not an expert. So there are plenty of driver aids like automatic braking, which helps slow you down from corners, in case you forget. ABS, traction control, stability control, just like you do in normal cars really. Perhaps the most useful one is the suggested racing line, which is painted onto the road, so to speak, to show you where to put the car to get the best speed into a corner. Now it's gone amber, now it's gone red, so I'm on the brakes, following it around, and hitting the apex just about. The distance that you can see to the horizon is amazing. The level of details in grandstands, trees, rubber on the track is amazing, down to the point where on tighter chicanes or hairpins where cars might have left a bit of rubber by wheels spinning out, you can see the shine coming off the track when the sun catches it. Because I'm basically a big geek when it comes to cars, all I want my driving games to do is feel like I'm driving a real car. Now, I've had the privilege of actually driving a real Elise around the real Silverstone, and to be honest, it felt a lot different to this. You get the impression that the basic balance of the car in this is similar, in the way it sort of understeers when you turn in, but you can easily just tweak it about. But you just don't get the sense of physics, you don't get the rubbery feel of dampers going over curbs. But to be honest, the very fact that I thought about comparing it to the real world does just show how good Forza 3 is. It is the closest thing that I think a computer game has got to what a real car would feel like in any certain condition. To play Forza 3 properly though, you need to enter Season Play mode. There you get to enter races and competitions, and as you progress, you can acquire and modify cars with a massive array of paint colours and options. So, my first race, I'm in a Ford Fiesta. I've got an obscure Mitsubishi in front of me that I've never even noticed, a Mazda 3 bottom spec with plastic hubcaps, my Grand's Ford KA, that Mazda's got strong brakes. Oh, you can get close. And a Chrysler PT Cruiser on a racetrack. You can't just barrel into people and smash them out the way like in some more arcadey games. You've got to pick your moment, because if your car gets damaged, it does hinder your performance a little bit. Come on! Time to hand things over to pro gamer Steve for some expert analysis. Steve, you play Forza 3 a lot. Is it the best driving game in the world at the moment?
Arguably, yes. There's a lot of things about it which are very, very good. It used to be the Gran Turismo series, which sort of had the crown of the best driving game, but I think Forza's right up there now. It's the most complete driving experience we've seen in a long time.
How much has this moved on how Gran Turismo 4 used to drive, considering it's been 5 years since Gran Turismo 4 was out?
It's just a little bit more realistic. I think now they're able to recreate things like G-forces, which they couldn't really recreate very well on a PS2, but now with Forza 3 obviously on the Xbox 360, technology's moved on, and the driving experience shows that.
So just the hardware in the Xbox 360
it does make
kind of program it in a more complex way.
Makes a big difference, definitely.
Okay, so ultimately this is better than what is at the moment the best Gran Turismo game when it comes to driving dynamics, you think?
Well, it would be unfair comparing it to a 2005 game.
Go on,
yes.
Go on, do it anyway.
Well, yes, it is.
One thing I did want to talk to you about, to get your expert opinion, was the artificial intelligence of the other cars on the track, because to me they felt a bit dense. They kind of just followed the racing line as if nothing else was happening.
It's not perfect. It has moved on quite a bit. If you compare it to a game from sort of 5 years ago, like take the original Forza for example, they just ram you out the way as if you're not there, pretty much.
Oh right, that is quite.
Now they do show an awareness that you're there, so they won't ram you intentionally unless you ram them. If you decide to go on a big sort of dirty driving spree, then what happens is they will come after you. They'll be more aggressive.
Oh, so they've been programmed with a sense of revenge.
Yes, they have.
I like that.
Yep.
What score out of 25 would you give Forza 3?
I would give Forza Motorsport 3 22 out of 25.
That's a good score.
Indeed.
And so to the results for Forza 3. Our pro gamer Steve gave it a 22 out of 25. I'm going to award it an equally high 22 for the superbly realistic graphics, 20 for the driving experience, which, although is accurate, still feels like it could be slightly more realistic, and finally 24 out of 25 for the awesome selection of cars and tracks. So Forza Motorsport 3 gets a 5th Gear gaming score of 88 out of 100.